Among Democratic presidential candidates, one of the biggest points of comparison is over health care, whether to build on the Affordable Care Act, extend Medicare for all, and go single payer. So our question is this: would you trade your present health insurance for Medicare for all or single payer?
Yes.
You would? Why?
I mean, everybody deserves to get health care in any form of way, so why not?
Given that a lot of people think the government doesn't run things very well, so why give them another 18% of the economy to run?
Right now I'm self-insured anyway, so Medicare I feel is good insurance and it would be good for all.
I think everybody should have health care. You shouldn't have to go in debt to stay alive.
I like my health care plan, but I also have enough money to be able to afford my health care. My best feeling right now, I would keep, expand access, make sure we take more of the uninsured off the rolls of the uninsured, right, but keep a private option for people who like the private option.
Other countries have done it. Other countries have benefited from this. Why can't we?
So we have gathered our Sunday roundtable here for OTR. Democratic analyst Marianne Marsh is with us. Republican analyst Rob Gray is with us. Great to have you guys.
So speaking of health care, Elizabeth Warren sort of feeling the pinch after the last debate when she didn't say how she would pay for Medicare for all. Now says she has an answer, but she'll have an answer in a few weeks. Does this seem like an awfully long time to you, Rob?
Well, sure, but it's more than a timing problem here. Her real problem is her proposal. She can't pay for a tenth of it. All of her proposals added up in terms of spending. It's an incredible amount of new federal spending. That's what's going to hurt her, is she's going to have to admit to wanting to raise taxes.
Is Rob right about that, Marianne?
Well, I think what really matters here is how much it's going to cost and how she's going to pay for it, not how long it took her to get a plan together. And she welcomes that debate. In the next debate in November, she will want to debate this plan because plans and facts are where she wants to be. So when she's on that ground, that's the best political place for her to be. So I think that matters most in the end. And I'm sorry, one last point. She started to define this in the right way, and she needs to go back to the simple way, which is you're going to pay a little more over here and pay a lot less over there. So if she can keep it to that simple explanation like she has on her other plans, she's fine.
All right, the next thing I want to talk about are endorsements. And before I get into the specific question, are endorsements still good in 2019, 2020? Do they mean anything? Yes or no? What do you think?
No.
What do you think, Marianne?
No, not anymore.
Given that, endorsements is an insider's game. It's a signal to the political insiders who work on campaigns. So Senator Ed Markey is working double time to make sure that his list includes the young newcomers like AOC and Suffolk District Attorney Rachel Rollins. Will this help him, Marianne?
In the end, no. Look, he tried this before Joe Kennedy got in the race to try to keep him out. That didn't work. The days of big endorsements leading to big jumps in polls and big news pegs and all of that are gone. What really matters is grassroots, small donors, everything else that goes with this kind of election season, and that's what matters the most. And so Ed Markey's relied on it, but he's not going to get the big bump out of it.
Rob.
Well, I think reflected glory seldom works, and reflected youth doesn't work either, and that's what Ed Markey's going for here. I mean, I think he's running an old school campaign so far, and it's sort of like Markey's Smith Corona against Kennedy's iPad, and I think we know which is better, right?
It's a very established.
Any guesses on what Ayanna Pressley will do?
I have no idea, but I'm sure she's getting daily calls from Ed Markey.
Right.
It's a good line.
I mean, it's interesting. Ayanna Pressley's her own person. She'll make her own decision. She hasn't endorsed in the presidential yet either, and yet the rest of the squad is with Sanders. You know, she hasn't come in for Warren yet. Markey sat out that congressional race. Joe Kennedy was with Capuano. It'll be very interesting to see what she does.
Yeah. So Governor Charlie Baker is duking it out with a Superior Court judge over the ban on vaping products. The outcome is uncertain at this point. But politically, is this something that potentially hurts Baker with the small business community, do you think, Marianne?
Whatever hurt he takes from the small business community is far outweighed by all the parents and mothers in particular of kids who aren't going to get their hands on this stuff, which is one pod is the equivalent of 20 cigarettes, very addictive. Now we know it's killing people. It's like big tobacco. Charlie Baker gets all the plus side from cracking down on vaping.
I agree. I mean, it was a bold move. He did it for public health reasons, but the polls after show that 2/3 of the voters agree with him. Not why he did it, but they're on his side.
As he says, we have always been the leader in this area of this particular area.
I want to bring up two questions. on government perhaps intruding, that's my word, we will leave that to discussion, on where it may be or maybe should not be. First up is Beacon Hill is now considering a bill to ban tackle football before the 8th grade. Marianne, what's your take?
Government has a role here because it's about public health and public safety. And we know as a fact that the injuries to brains from football and other head-bumping, head-hitting sports have long-term bad consequences. But these are developing children's brains, which are particularly susceptible. Play flag football until you get to 8th grade, then hit all you want. But we know that it costs an awful lot of money with CTE, dementia, and other illnesses.
Rob, what do you think?
I think it's a dumb idea. And what sport is next after football?
Is
it soccer? Is it hockey?
You can't stop there. Lacrosse, hockey, soccer, right? Basketball.
So youth soccer, which I used to coach, made a minor change where kids couldn't head the ball up to a certain age. I think this is a much bigger change in football, and there are longer-term implications that show that if you don't learn how to tackle, once you get to high school, you could be in worse shape. So I think it's a bad move on the football side. They need to train coaches. That's what they need to do.
But if they don't do it, it's the end of football.
Second question, very quickly. Banning the B word, which I can't say here on TV, but let's just say rhymes with which. A bill has been filed imposing a $150 fine for the first offense if you say it, $200 and/or a prison sentence for second offense. Would this mean that no more Lizzo concerts in Massachusetts?
It might mean I might have to hit the ATM. It's going to cost a lot of people a lot of money.
Marianne?
So.
Look, it's never going to become law because it was a right to petition, but we have freedom of speech. It would be better for our culture and women in particular if it didn't, but there's nothing you can do about it.
It's fun to talk about anyway.
My Twitter feed has a lot of it.
Your point about football is spot on. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Eddie.